There is always something that people know is bad, but they enjoy it anyway. Ecchi Harem anime is just that thing for me. I read it, I watch it, and I sit back and enjoy the dumpster fire. Still to this day, it feels like no anime I have viewed in this genre has had anything of substance. Just fan service more than half the time, sprinkled with bits of story, or some that are heavy with their story. Even so, the common trope of a main character loser or supremely powerful protagonist that gets lots of big bussy women that are attracted to them for their amazing personality. Even with that being said, I feel as though this genre is overlooked in its brilliance of keeping the viewer engaged with the possible romances, the importance of decisions, and the roles tropes play within the shows. Thus, let us unveil the meaning of Ecchi Harem anime, why its formula works, why it's so entertaining to watch, and why it's truly something to not be overlooked. If you haven't caught on yet, protagonists of the genre tend to have no real discernible wants, personality, or established connections outside of their harem. What do they like? What are their hobbies? And what are their friend and family relationships like? Why are these characters one-note, static, and reactive? Asking myself those questions when looking over the structure of these main characters common to the genre, it hits me. What if this is supposed to represent something? The indecisiveness of the character and lack of identity, having no real wants, no real desires. It's that lack of not knowing who they are that makes them fit into the self-insert. However, it is the exact reasons aside from the self-insert potential that makes them feel relatable in their emptiness. If you yourself do not know what type of a person you are, how can you know what kind of a person you wish to share your life with, or if you want to share your life with anyone at all? This type of lifestyle can lead one down multiple different paths of romance that end in nothing because they have no real means of deciding what they want. These main characters exemplify this perfectly because without identity, they possess no way of knowing what they truly want, garnering little to no attention before meeting anyone that becomes a part of their harem. It shows the loneliness one possesses without an identity and what makes these blank protagonists open for the possible love interests that come their way. This also brings in the perfect dichotomy between our main protagonist and the harem itself. The harem is important for two reasons, fan service and a dichotomy to the main character. The first one of the two should be pretty obvious, but the second one is more important, arguably. Characters within the harems tend to have established identities, wants and desires, and overall personalities different from simply being nice or being a pervert. A good example is the cast of Monster Musume. Mia wants to bring her Lamia tribe a new husband for some wholesome group activities, and is overall engrossed by her culture, being extremely lewd in her pursuit of Kimihito's heart, only to find that she wishes to keep Kimihito for herself and share him with no one else. Poppy is a bird brain being childlike in nature, usually acting on impulse, and having a free personality made up of ignorance and fun. Centaurea believes in the honor of knighthood and wishes to find a teaser, only to make said teaser her master and tries to learn how to become a knight for the better and a better wife. Sue is a slime girl growing to understand the world around her and seeing what her capacity to love Kimihito is. Rhaenyra is a girl longing for acceptance and a place to belong, conveying her affection through her own wholesome fun. Muro struggles with true romance and grows to appreciate the relationship she wishes to have with Kimihito. Lala is just a Dullahan and has a job outside of the main protagonist and can enter and leave the story as she pleases. Presenting a colorful cast of romantic opportunities to choose from leads to multiple outcomes for our lovable Kimihito, which is interesting in popular shows of the genre like Monster Musume, Sekide, and High School DxD, as they seem to push one girl becoming the endgame love interest. Mia, Musubi, and Rias are the main ones that come to mind. However, possibilities for any other girls seem realistic. Centaurea, Sukumi, and Azia are justifiable picks for being the main love interest. The different personalities presented from various love interests resonate perfectly with the lack of identity for the protagonist, as they could like anyone, thus being able to fall in love with anyone. The diversity of the harem and the open-mindedness of the main protagonist melt together, creating a formula that makes the audience be interested in the love story unfolding, keeping them on the edge of the seats of who will eventually become the best girl. Multiple love interests lead to one of the staples in the genre, the indecisiveness of the protagonists when deciding who they want to be with. While it is mainly used for keeping the show going along, I feel as though this is where the main message of Ecchi Harem anime becomes clear. Decisions within life can range from inconsequential to utmost importance, varying from person to person. However, I feel as though many would agree that romance and love is important to most people, especially when choosing who they like. The protagonist is a reflection of reality without understanding one's own heart, someone who can fall in love with anyone but has no particular feeling for anyone. Their list of faithful women piles up only for them to never truly gain the answer they're looking for because the protagonist is leading them on, which is especially saddening considering the character arcs the harem goes through with our protagonists in order to develop their relationships further, adding to the sad reality of the harem and how some of their love will eventually go unrequited by the end of their respective stories. In making these points, I find protagonists and their harems as parallels to one another, protagonists having one-note, blank personalities, and harems representing established identities that are different and various in their presentation to show the amount of choosing the protagonist truly has. A lack of preferences for romantic partners, which allows for a chance that anyone in the harem could become the main love interest. I still find that statement to be true, even though some characters may be pushed to be the favorite more than others in the grand scheme of things. To the credit of the genre, there are protagonists that have character growth in their arcs that go largely unrecognized by the obvious distractions, that being Issei Hyodo and Oyama Takeru. But I will save that for another day. With that being said, I think Ecchi Harem anime seems even more interesting than what truly meets the eye and what is represented in our audience in the larger anime community as a whole. Even throughout this video, I've shown multiple protagonists: Pituguriru, Issei Hyodo, Minato Sahashi, Kimihito Kurusu, and Oyama Takeru. But there's still one harem protagonist that I haven't mentioned, one of a popular gaming series that is quite the well-written character and widely respected by the Nintendo fanbase. If that isn't hint enough of who I'm talking about, then I feel like I should make it pretty blatant for you. It's the boy Rex from Xenoblade Chronicles. If you played Xenoblade Chronicles, you know that he gets a bunch of big titty blade biddies on his tip, you know what I'm saying? Very respectable women, you know what I'm saying? Mithra, Pyra, very good, well-written characters. But even, mustard and ketchup don't compare to, the best general bun of, the hot dog, you know what I'm saying? And that bun is my girl Nia, because, she's better than all these trash ass. Well, Rex is just the best harem protagonist, whether intentionally or unintentionally by Nintendo. I just think it's pretty funny that him being in this genre and actually being considered a protagonist is absolutely hilarious. Also, Mia's still best girl. Thank you guys so much for watching. I thought that this was an interesting video to make, as I had wanted to take a deep look at the genre and see if I could come up with anything interesting to write, and I think I did pretty good. I enjoyed looking back at some of the pretty bad to mid stories, still having fun with quirky and silly attitudes and personalities of the harem in the manga and the anime I read about. Either way, I hope you enjoyed the video as much as I enjoyed writing the script of this, at least, because editing was the devil. And thanks again for watching. Hopefully you can like, comment, and subscribe, and share it around with your friends. See if they would be interested in watching this video as well. Either way, if you want to stick around, like I said, just hit the subscribe button. I've been Mal Metal, you guys have been my meddlers, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Please have a good day.